Okay, on to the next Bond movie. I just uploaded my last one, which was Thunderball, which I don't care for that movie at all. And luckily for me, I'm on a Connery trip. This is the second one in a row, and I just did a random number generator again, and I got You Only Live Twice next. So I'm excited about that. I have seen You Only Live Twice, I think about 2 times. I'm excited to go back to that. But this one, the one I'm doing now, Diamonds Are Forever. Diamonds Are Forever is a movie that I think I've seen once before, or maybe I didn't finish it. I think when I watched it, this is probably around 10 years ago, I think I was kind of bored at the time. This time around, I had a pretty good time with this movie. It's not perfect. There's a lot of bad special effects, like when the satellite's actually blowing stuff up. Looks really bad. There's helicopters that blow up that are the fakest explosions you'll ever see in a high budget movie. All that aside, okay, so like Blofeld's in this movie. My favorite Blofeld is Donald Pleasance, that's from the Halloween movies. And he's in You Only Live Twice. That's the only one he ever did. That's my favorite Blofeld. The other Blofelds, and granted, I haven't finished on Her Majesty's Secret Service, so maybe that guy's better. But this Blofeld, Charles Dance, I think is, or no, that's not right. Charles Dance is the guy from Game of Thrones. Gray, what's his name? I'm getting it. Hold on. Charles Gray. Yeah. I think he's fine. He's entertaining. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's not menacing like Donald Pleasance, but he's entertaining. So the plot of this movie is basically diamonds are being stolen, and they go to 007 to figure out why. I think it's happenstance that that James Bond ends up being brought into this, and it turns out that it's Blofeld that's doing this. But in general, if diamonds were missing and they're like, well, how could this affect the economy or something like that, I don't feel like they'd turn to the MI6. But anyway, but yeah, I had a really good time with this. The girl, Tiffany Case, I don't remember the actress's name. I'm sure it's on here. Probably Lena Wood. Or no, that's Plenty O'Toole. Jill St. John is who they're saying. She was fine. She was serviceable as a Bond girl. I do like that she wasn't evil. She was working with the bad guys, but she wasn't evil. She was kind of in between. So I like that. It kind of kept you a little interested. Like, that's the thing with this movie. Because it'd been so long since I've seen it and I didn't really remember much about it, I was curious where this was going to go. There's a lot of scenes that I like. I like James Bond having to sneak into the high rise, like in Vegas, like sneak in from the top. I thought that was good. I thought it was kind of funny when he poses as a scientist and he's like, I got to do radiation tests and check your pin or check your badge. Like, I find that stuff entertaining and funny. Mr. Kidd, and I forgot what the other guy's name is, the two guys that are kind of like the henchmen that go around killing people. They're entertaining. So overall, I think if you walk in and you don't take this movie too seriously, I think it can entertain you, which is the whole point. I like the Vegas setting because we haven't really got anything like that, as far as I know, in any other Bond movies, not that I can think of as of right now. So I like it. I could have used like some more card playing, but I know that's like I don't say cliche, but it's just like kind of a tradition that they do in Bond films. Connery was pretty good in this. I thought it looked like he was just having a good time, which is what I've heard from people, is that, he kind of, Thunderball and You Only Live Twice, he seems really tired, but when he came back for Diamonds Are Forever, he just seemed like he was having a good time. And I definitely could sense that. It seemed like he was just relishing the fact that he was Bond again. And yeah, like I said, the plot, good enough for me. I mean, I don't need anything super complex. Bunch of diamonds being stolen so they can be used with a light refraction scientist and turned into where they can focus the light and basically, wipe out like nuclear weapons or wipe out warheads or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of, fantastic as far as like the idea and how ridiculous it sounds, I guess. But I'm here for it. Ugh. Keeping that. Yeah, I'm here for that. So this is Connery's last one, and I'm not counting Never Say Never Again, which I couldn't even make it through 5 minutes of. Okay, I'm gonna hold that off. Yeah. Overall, I would say I don't remember what the Q scene is in this movie. Is there one? There probably is. Oh, he's walking around the casino. That's right. And I think there might have been stuff before that, but Yeah, this movie I had a good time with. So if I had to rate it, just as like my movie ratings, I would give this guilty pleasure. This is a movie that, I wouldn't go tell everyone you need to buy or own this movie. But if I saw it at a $5 bin, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm all about that. But guilty pleasure, like I said, I probably enjoy it. Man, it might be a $5 bin. It's just if you're just like turn your brain off, have a good time. That's what I think this is, and I think people probably give this movie a little too much crap. I've seen some people rank the Bond movies, and they put Diamonds Are Forever like all the way to like the very bottom, and I'm like, look, don't get me wrong, it's not a perfect movie, and if you're wanting like a super serious Bond, this ain't it. But this movie does what Thunderball didn't do, which was entertain me. Thunderball was boring, and there are other Bond movies I'm sure that are a little more boring. So looking forward to actually putting this in my rankings. I have an idea as of right now where this would stand. But yeah, like I said, I had a good time with it. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. Connery looked pretty good with the stunts. I'm sure he used stunt doubles, but I don't think they had him do a ton, but it never took me out of the film. I was never, because I haven't seen A View to a Kill, but I've heard people say that in A View to a Kill, Roger Moore, it's like it's hard to watch him do any action because it's not him and it's very clearly not him. With this, it never took me out. I was never thinking like, oh, that's not Connery. I'm trying. Maybe when he dives off at the very end to jump into the water, they did a far shot. I mean, obviously that's not him, but no, I liked where this movie went. Charles Gray, I think it was just enough Blofeld, but not where he's like all the way in the movie. The very beginning of the movie definitely threw me off. I was like, okay, we're getting right into this. The song really good, and I gotta say, and maybe it's because I grew up playing the GoldenEye video game, but which you could probably see in the background right behind my shoulder, right there. Now it's available for Xbox. But that Diamonds Are Forever theme that you hear, that dun 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 dun. That's originally that I heard from the GoldenEye game, but obviously originally it was in this movie. It's one of the best, like, because I know a lot of times when they do the Bond theme song, like whatever song is for that movie, they try to incorporate it with the main Bond theme. This one's up there as far as how awesome it sounds. It's so James Bond. So yeah, like I said, I enjoyed this movie. To me, this is just a fun time. But which, like I said, I couldn't say for Thunderball. So it reminds me a lot of Die Another Day. Obviously, two different plots. Well, they are two different plots, but funny enough, there's a similarity with Icarus and Die Another Day of a satellite that can focus itself and wipe out stuff. Dealing with diamonds. Dang. Wow, I never really put that together. That I know that was the 40th anniversary of like Bond originally coming out, but damn, does Die Another Day sort of feel like somewhat a knockoff of Diamonds Are Forever? Because in Diamonds Forever they have people that are like getting new faces put on them. Yeah, that's weird. But obviously it doesn't have the Prisoner of War aspect that Die Another Day has. It doesn't have a Madonna song, but yeah, like I said, I had a good time with this movie. This feels like a good send off for Connery. That he just had a good time. Yeah, I like I said, I think that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say. I don't have a whole lot of negatives. Like I said, the special effects could have been a lot better. But I don't know. Maybe you take it a little more seriously. But if you take it a little more seriously, maybe it's just, a two-tone theme where people are like, oh, you're serious here, but you're joking here. That doesn't work. So maybe they did do the best with what they could. But, and obviously now I'm kind of caught up in my canon of like the sequence of movies. I still need to see On Her Majesty's Secret Service and finish that because I got halfway through it. But aside from that, the one before this, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, like I said, need to finish. But the one after this is Live and Let Die. And I grew up watching Live and Let Die, so that's one I'm very familiar with. So I guess I kind of have the Connery to Roger Moore handoff, the baton pass. I guess I got that locked down. It is crazy to think that just 2 years later they already had a movie coming out with Roger Moore, but I think they made movies quicker back in the day. Now I think they take more time with pre-production, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I like I said, I had a good time with this movie. I would say it's somewhere in between $5 bin and guilty pleasure. I'd say $5 bin, but like I said, that's not a terrible review. That's still for me like a watchable movie. So anyway, that's it. Let me know what you thought of Diamonds Are Forever. Like, comment, subscribe, and the next one should be You Only Live Twice. Have a good one.